Hello there. Dave here again. Oh, you got me. I'm psyched up after this. I started writing about the last one and it starts dawning me how bad this is. I mean, this is incredibly bad. And I'm going to make, later on, I'm going to make my blue robe mandate. I've got ideas what we should be doing instead of what we are doing, because I think what we are doing is horrible. This is a human condition, all right? As we live together, sometimes things coincide to make things happen. Let me give you a couple examples. Jim Johnson was a Minnesota guy. He goes to Washington. He becomes head of Fannie Mae. He finagles his way through regulatory capture, making laws, amending laws, getting his buddies together. They helped cause the financial collapse of 08, 09. These guys did it. And they walk away with their 100 million. And I don't think they broke any laws. Unethical as can be. But they didn't break any laws because they made the laws. That's what's going on here. The other one is Oklahoma. They discovered oil on a bunch of native land. So natives are getting wealthy. I think they were the richest people on earth or something like that. Tremendous wealth. Well, guess what? The corruption came in. People are dying. People are marrying. Wives are dying. It is a horrible thing, except nobody can fix it because everybody's on the same side. They had the judges under their control. The locals didn't want to do it because there's payoffs and bribes, and there's no way to stop it. This is when J. Edgar Hoover was starting the FBI, and he thought, oh, this is a great way to make my mark. Well, he did. He snuck in a whole bunch of people, and they figured out the corruption. But there was nobody to the rescue. That's the way I feel like Minnesota is, I feel like I'm just a lone duck here, and there's a few other people I talk to. It is a lonely experience. But anyways, like I said, I'm trying, okay? Let me just review a little bit what happened. Murph, through inept people running the thing, they go bankrupt. So Minnesota uses taxpayer money and gives them hundreds of millions of dollars for a decade, and all these other funds are watching. And I'm pretty sure this is the way it went. So they decide, this is great. We can get all this taxpayer money if we just fail. So they strive to fail. And there were 3 out of 85 major plans in Minnesota that joined, and then 3 smaller ones jumped on, even though their plans were underfunded. So eventually they failed. I mean, how bad is that? I mean, they are trying as hard as they can to fail. This has got to stop, okay? This is unacceptable. This is unethical. This is so bad. I mean, I know there's other people that see this, okay? Oh, and I think I showed you on the chart, 2048. They said, oh, it'll all be fixed by 2048. Well, guess what? It was supposed to all be fixed by 2020 to 2032. Well, that didn't happen. And guess what? There's a new bill out there that has died in committee, but it could come back. It was proposed by a beloved pension legislator. And this one said, let's go to 2068. Oh, that'll be great. Let's extend this corruption 20 more years. I mean, why not? Murph has gone 50 some years already. Well, let's go 65. Let's just keep this ball rolling and exploit the taxpayers. This drives me nuts, okay? This ship has to be turned around, and it needs oversight. That's what I'm going to talk about now, all right? And I said I wanted to be king. If I was king, I would get all the facts, okay? Nobody can stop me from the facts. No matter how many statutes they throw in my way, I want facts. That's what the oversight committee should have, okay? And as king of the blue robe mandate #1, maybe there's going to be more, we are going to stop weakening and destroying pension plans in Minnesota, public pension plans right now. Okay, it stopped. We're done doing it. And here I've got some ideas. First, we're going to gather facts. No names. I'm not trying to embarrass individuals because a lot of them are getting away with this stuff I'm not planning to put names, but the numbers that we're given have to be verifiable or there's a penalty. Something bad. We got to have a stick. All we have is carrots. We need some sticks, okay? This is a demand for honesty and transparency. Nothing should be hidden. No facts should be hidden from the Blue Robe mandate. First, we're going to have a principle. We're going to have an objective principle. This retirement with dignity is gone. We're going to have something, a number, a percent, a something that you can strive for and work for. All COLAs, all post-retirement bonuses stopped immediately. No more. Everybody's got a great plan already. With already a multiplier and high fives involved, you got something that's the envy of most everybody in Minnesota. So I don't want any complaints. But you don't get COLAs until the plans are healthy. That's the number one goal. This discount rate and return on revenue, that has to be slowly eliminated. We have to be like all the private businesses are in Minnesota and the United States. Why do we get to do the voodoo stuff and get away with it and assume things? We're going to go back to real numbers, okay? Actuaries and SBI, no more Gatsby. You're hiding behind this principle of Gatsby, which is no more than a bookkeeping principle. I'll talk to other people about this more. You're going to switch to FASB. It's a much better, more conservative. This group wants to help have healthy plans, not destroy plans. Don't ask me. I'll give you the website, a YouTube thing for Jeremy Gold. He died a bit ago. He's an actuary. The last decade of his life, he went around talking to actuaries saying we have to help plans rather than help destroy plans. And I'm on his side. 2048 will never, ever happen again, and certainly not 2068. There will be no more extensions, no more extend and pretend. That is going to be over under the mandate. It will never happen again. Also, the present discount rate is 7.5 in Minnesota. I found out just the other day, it's the second highest in the nation. Why are we always on the edge, on the fringe, the outlier, on one thing after another? We're pulling stuff. I don't like it. It's got to stop. Okay, now for SBI, State Bureau of Investment. No more discount, no more guessing, no more assuming. You're going to use real numbers. No more smoothing. Smoothing is this bizarre concept where if you gain 5% one year, you don't put 5%. You put 1% for 5 years. Well, if you lose 10% the next year, well, then you put minus 2% for 5 years. So you get pluses and minuses and pretty soon it means very little. We are adults. We can handle this. Real numbers, please. The long lie. I'll get into that. That's something else I'll tell you about, okay? I'm sorry. I read you the long lie. That should stop. Why do you want to lie to all these people that don't know what's going on? I'm trying to get people to know what's going on so they know what a horrible lie that is. And we're going to investigate the mystery. This is another one. We get this 8.5%, which is fantasy land, and we're failing. Anybody who uses it fails. Now, the SBI claims they've made more than that on average for 30 years. You go, what? How can that be? Well, we're not in trouble, then we're flush, right? We got lots of money. No. This is where the voodoo comes in. Some accountant tell me, how do you make more money than you ever estimate for 30 years and you're billions of dollars in the hole? I mean, this is pretty amazing stuff. Oh, and a smaller thing, we're going to do some investigation. Fire chiefs in Minnesota get to use up to 182 or 192 hours of overtime. It's a statute. Now, I'm not exactly sure what it means, but some people were going, this happened years ago. We're going to investigate. This sounds like pension padding. This sounds like some not so good system to shove a bunch of money in your pocket, okay? We're going to investigate. So guess what happened? I think I went to Minneapolis, St. Paul, Rochester, Duluth or something, and they go, give us these facts. We want to deal with this. Nobody participated. They go, no, we don't want you to investigate. We don't want you to know what's going on. We're going to revisit that and see if there's some truth to this, okay? I have a hunch they're pulling stuff like all these other things. Who's got the highest multiplier in the Minnesota land right now? Well, it's the teachers. If it's 1.9, it used to be 1.7. And then you'll get, that has got to go. That was a swindle, in my estimation. And guess what? Josh, the ethical guy, he blew me off. He's ghosting me now. He gave me a lousy description of why, I'm not in charge of that. You got to go someplace else. After he said, yes, I'll deal with that because it's TRA, it's a state issue. So he backed down on his word and he won't answer my other question. So I'm thinking of asking his boss, do you know what's going on? But we'll see. That was a swindle. Nobody earned that extra. What did the taxpayer get for paying it? Nothing. All we got to do is pay more money for the same old thing. That's not a good deal. Anyways, that's my Blue Robe mandate. This stuff gets me going. I don't apologize. I get all wound up. And think of the double robe. If you're cold, it works great. And goodbye, and I will see you later. I've got more things to talk about. Bye.